Hello, it's Rachel from Red Ant Fashions. I'm always suspicious when an ex-boyfriend calls and wants me to come over or has something to show me or give me. I'm very skeptical. I've been getting a lot of phone calls lately. They're just random, sporadic. There's no rhyme or reason to them. Of someone calling me out of the woodwork and wanting to know how I'm doing, and has been, my guess, following me, trolling on the internet and looking at my things. I guess that's what the internet's for, though, isn't it? So people can troll. But I never assume that people actually troll on my pages. I always assume I'm talking to myself. But apparently what I have discovered is that people actually do troll my page. But I've gotten a few phone calls lately, and all of a sudden now this person wants me to come over and look at some stuff they want to give me. And I'm very skeptical about it and kind of hesitant because with exes, there's always like a, how do you say it? There's always some kind of catch to it. It's never that simple. They never just really just want to be friends. They always want something from you. And I'm not talking about sex, because 9 out of 10 times with my exes, it's not sexually related. But they want something. They feel like I have something to offer them or something they can take from me. Because mind you, I don't date men that are actually emotionally available or actually love me in a normal way, the way that people really love each other. It's very dysfunctional. And I'm very aware of it. So it's always really odd when they call me, because it's like, you know, mommy's all dried up. What do you want? So it's kind of interesting. I'm reluctantly driving over there to see what it is, and I think it's just curiosity. Remember, curiosity killed the cat, but I'm dumb, so I'm going anyways. I'll report in later what happens. All right, we're going down the street right now as I speak. I don't know if this is really a good idea that I'm going over there, but I'm doing it anyways. He had actually called yesterday and wanted me to go over there last night. And he had called at like 9 o'clock, but I wasn't free until 11. And I was like, do I really go over to this person's house at like 11:30 at night? That doesn't really sound like a good idea. Because secretly, I think he's a serial killer. But, I doubt that he is, but I have these fantasies in my head. Can you tell I think really highly of this person? But I am heading over there right now, so I decided last night it's probably not a good idea for me to go over there late at night. And so I called him this morning and said I'd come over today. I figured it was safer in broad daylight where people can see my car and see me going in. So if I disappear, someone will know. I have just a little bit of trust issues, can you tell? Alright, so we're getting ready to cross this intersection, and then we're at his place. Yep, his car's there, so it looks like the bastard's there. I guess we're gonna have to go in. This is kind of scary. I haven't seen this person in almost a year. There's a reason for that. I see him maybe once every other year, kind of a thing. But I don't like to see him too often. You know, some people just bring out the negative in you, and they bring out that darker side, the really darker side, and it's ugly. Certain energies get together, and it could either be really cosmic and beautiful and magical, or it can just be very toxic and dark and just that's the two of us. So I try to keep my distance. It's safer for both of us. Keeps us both alive. All right, I'm here. I'll report back and let you know. I'm at Loserville. I've just arrived. It looks ghetto. Sketchy, yeah. All right, tuning out, bye. All right, so it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I actually wasn't as annoyed with him as I thought I would be. Normally, his very presence just rubs me the wrong way to the point that I feel like my skin is gonna crawl. But it actually wasn't that bad. He was actually very, very polite. He was very, very sweet, and we actually had like a normal conversation. I was like, wow, he can actually articulate when he wants to. But we had great conversation. He gave me a whole bunch of beautiful fabrics, plants, and he gave me a whole bunch of tile for my son's apartment, because we're tiling the floors. We just ripped up all of the floors and baseboards, and I was looking to try to figure out, like, what are we going to do with the floors? Are we going to carpet? Are we going to tile? What are we going to do? I don't know. And I wasn't really sure. Do we just paint the floors? I don't know. We can just make it artsy. But he happened to have a whole bunch of really beautiful tile, and so he was like, I will give it to you. So he gave it to me, and then he actually offered to come over and help me fix some of the electrical stuff in the duplex. So it was kind of interesting, because he didn't ask for anything in return. He just really felt like he needed to give back something to me, and he was getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and he thought about me, and so he gave it to me. I'm still a little suspicious or skeptical, because I'm like, please don't ask for anything, because I don't have anything to give you. But it was the first time he ever actually was just polite, just wanted to share space and share something with me, and that was actually very, very sweet. So who knows, maybe he grew up a little bit. It's very possible. Sometimes it happens. So yeah, that was my experience. Now I have a carload of shit in the back that I'm going to take over to my place, and yeah, it was a lot more nicer. There was no dead bodies, by the way. So I did check the apartment and make sure there was no dead bodies hanging out anywhere, any dead strippers like in the closets and stuff. There isn't. So that's always a good sign. Sometimes I worry about that. But there wasn't. So that's always good news. Turns out he's not stuffing strippers in the closet. So, or at least not that I found. I'm halfway joking, by the way. No, he's not really a serial killer, but like I said, we always tend to think the worst of people when they've wronged us. But I can't help it. I have a very vivid imagination, apparently. So there you have it. You know what I thought was really kind of funny? Is he gave me a pair of wings that are a cheap knockoff of the wings that I actually design and make. And it always cracks me up when he gives me shit like that, because I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I guess I can rip them apart and reconstruct them into my own design. But thank you. It was very sweet, I guess. I don't know, it made me laugh, but so there you have it. It's really easy to assume the worst of people when you've had such bad experiences with them, when your relationship is super explosive, and in the past, like, I mean, we were a part of each other's lives like 8 years ago, and so we both were very explosive, crazy individuals, and it just like crashed into each other. And we've seen each other since then, and we've had interactions, and it always ends really badly, really badly. Like I said earlier, the energy together is really explosive and negative and whatnot. But 8 years have gone by. We've both grown up a lot. I don't really know if he's actually matured or evolved, so I don't really see him that often, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know what his lifestyle choices are these days. But it's interesting how we always expect the worst of people that we've had these kind of experiences with. So you're always suspicious, and you always feel very skeptical about seeing them or talking to them. For myself, I'm always hesitant, and I'm like, I don't know, they're calling, they're texting, they're emailing me, what do they want? And I get very gun shy about it, and I don't know if I want to talk to them or see them. I don't know what they want. They're an ex for a reason. I don't know, but I also want to believe in the good in people, and that people evolve and mature and change. They don't change the core of who they are, but they do evolve to the point where they grow up and they become more solid in themselves, so becoming less unstable. And you hope that for other people, especially when you find that kind of grounding and peacefulness inside yourself. You want to see that in other people, especially people that you've had those kind of experiences with. I am really hoping that he's grown up, and I really hope that he's found some kind of calm place inside himself and matured a little bit and feels more grounded in his body. He felt much more grounded when I was talking to him, but it was really funny because when he gave me a hug goodbye, I could feel him wanting to emotionally pull, because he's really good at that. Because we used to be very energetically connected, and I used to be able to read his thoughts like really easily. We were very much enmeshed in each other and psychically connected. And it was just it kind of amused me, because when he hugged me and he did his normal little routine when he gives me a hug and massages my back and shoulders, I could feel him tugging on my heartstrings, and it was interesting because it was very easy for me to just shut it, and I felt nothing. I was very closed off about it. I didn't open that up, and normally I would, because it would make me feel all mushy and gooey and sentimental about, you know, the good times that we had. But I really didn't. I feel very separated from those times, just I think mostly because the bad times outweigh the good times. But there's still, at the core of it, I do still love him. I do still care about him as a human being and as a person. We did share, you know, this time of our lives and our growing up together, that, you know, and figuring out who we are. We did spend that time together, and we shared that space. And so yes, I will always have this soft spot in my heart for him, and I will always care about him. He's not somebody that I will, you know, I don't have to agree or like him all the time, and I don't have to agree with the choices and decisions he makes or the people he surrounds himself with. I don't have to agree with all of that, but that doesn't mean that I don't still care about him or consider him family to some extent. We don't always like our siblings or our family members, but, you know, they're dysfunctional and they become a part of your life, even if it is at a distance, because it's safer. It's kind of like that. But only time will tell. We'll see what happens. He seems to be trying to extend himself out, and he seems to be extending a type of friendship. And I did make it very clear, and I was very honest about the fact that all I have to offer is friendship. So if that's what he's looking for, like real friendship, I have that to offer, but that's all I have to offer. I don't have anything to give him. I have no emotions to give him in that regard. I don't have anything that he can take from me. That's all really I can offer is friendship. So who knows, maybe 2015, maybe people are kind of evolving and trying to figure it out. Maybe people are trying to fix all their heart issues and balance it out. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted.